Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Tism MMA, short for favoritism. Don't forget it. And in today's video, I really dread having to do this again because I've already made two videos on Jon Jones. One of them about how he's wasting Tom Aspinall's career. Another one about how he's uncomfortable with his sexuality. So he pretty much takes it out on other people in his abusive ways. And now we're here again, a third video on Jon Jones because the news just doesn't stop with this guy. I don't want to have to keep making Jon Jones videos and seemingly just being a Jones hater as my whole personality, but the whole MMA community is talking about it. Literally every YouTuber is making videos on it. Hundreds of thousands of signatures going into this petition to strip Jon Jones of the undisputed heavyweight belt, as he's obviously busy doing other things and unwilling to fight the interim champion. Tom Aspinall is now the longest reigning interim champion ever in the history of the UFC, and it's just getting ridiculous at this point because we still don't have a fight announcement. So the fight won't happen still for quite a few months. And with how long Tom has been reigning as interim champion, this is just getting too crazy, too ridiculous. And people are starting to question whether Jon Jones deserves to hold that belt. Now, I think he should be stripped. That's my own personal opinion. But I also realize that I'm very biased and do not like Jon Jones for his antics. But obviously, there's 180,000 other people who have signed this and agree with my opinion, and maybe even millions across the board who haven't signed this and do also believe that Jon Jones should be stripped. Now, he would probably like that, especially if it was by Dana White, but we're not going to get into that topic today. We've already covered a video on that. Let's just jump into whether he should be stripped and what's been going on and why so many people are outraged. So if we go over to Instagram and you open up any post, literally any post from the UFC within the last week or more, dude, I don't even know how long it's been. Very inspiring. Strip Jon Jones. Strip Jon Jones. Awesome. Strip Jon Jones. No one's even talking about what the UFC is posting. It's all just about stripping Jones. Every single comment. No one cares. No one cares about anything that the UFC is posting. They just care about spreading the message to strip Jon Jones. This is their most recent post. We move over to the post right after that. Cool. It's a thing about, I don't know, some fighters hosting some event or whatever, right? This is the only fight to make. Strip Jon Jones. This is a great way to connect fans. Strip Jon Jones. No one gives a shit about what the UFC is posting. It's getting out of control. And I think it's time for Dana to heavily consider whether this fight is actually even happening. He's been so confident about it. But guys, he's been confident for what? 7 months since Jones fought Stipe, and everyone was asking the question, okay, is Aspinall next? Is Aspinall next? At the press conference, and Dana White saying, yeah, this fight's going to happen. I know for a fact it's happening. We've got all the details down, whatever. It's been 7 months. We are midway through 2025, and we don't have a fight announcement. And all we get every single pay-per-view are people asking Dana White whether the fight's happening, when the announcement's happening. And he says the same thing. It's going to happen, that there's been steps taken, and that it's pretty much signed. How many months is he going to continue that for? He said it since UFC 311 at the very beginning of the year. If things were signed and things were ready to go, why do we not have an announcement? Now, a lot of people are speculating that they will announce it once they get the deal with Netflix, just to, I guess, bring in more viewership and sweeten the deal for Netflix. But this is just getting ridiculous because we're wasting Tom Aspinall's prime. And Jones is acting like he's told the UFC his plans and they're the ones holding it up. And he's over there doing movie shoots and living his best life in, where is he, Thailand or something? He's touching up on some dude on a motorcycle, and just this dude he doesn't look like he wants to fight. He doesn't even look like he's training or keeping himself healthy to fight. So yeah, I mean, go through even more. Is Jon stripped? Nice, I guess, strip Jon Jones. You go to the one Right after that, is there anything here? This might be, oh, give her Jon Jones already. Two legends strip Jon Jones. So this one a few less than normal, but still has some in there. Strip Jon Jones, strip Jon Jones, strip Jon Jones. I mean, he's walked through the fire to get here. We love Marab, strip Jon Jones. I walked through the fire to see you strip. Like, this is crazy. You could just keep going. I don't even know. Let me just click infinitely and see what's going on. Strip Jon. Yeah, I mean, like, this is just ridiculous. It's every single post for I don't even know how many posts. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, crazy. So yeah, I think they should strip him or force him to fight. It's insane that people like Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev now have to vacate their belts because they want to move up and go for double champ status, while someone like Jon Jones is stalling the division for an indefinite amount of time. Aspinall's going to be fucking interim champion for 2 years, which makes no sense. And they're not stripping him. And people will say, oh, well, it's because other people are moving up. Like, they can't just have the safety net of going for a title in another division and then coming back down if they lose. I think it's just because it stalls out divisions. It's hard for fighters to keep both divisions active, and they want more title fights and, you know, like, excitement to stay within each division. And if that's the case, then Jon Jones is stalling out a division and keeping it less exciting. There's like no ranked heavyweight fights happening. Our most exciting contender and interim champion in Aspinall, who's taking people out of there within a minute, is being stalled out and not fighting and giving us great fights to look after. Like, it's just crazy. So yeah, strip Jon Jones. He doesn't seem to have any intentions to fight. I don't know why he's stringing along Dana and why Dana's letting it happen. I'm under the belief that Jon Jones has some dirty secrets about Dana. They've done a little some freaky, you know, a little something freaky, and I think Dana's scared. Dana's scared of that information coming out. And, you know, if you do have any doubts as to Jones being an absolute freak ball and maybe having some dirt on Dana, here is a video of Big John McCarthy telling a story of how Jon Jones sexually assaulted a male commissioner right before Jon Jones's fight. Take a listen to this video right here.
But when I went into Jon's locker room, he's, you know, bouncing around, he's having a good time, and he said, I got a question for you. I said, yeah, what's your question? And he says, I need somebody. And there's an individual there, and that individual was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and was working for the commission. And he says, is someone getting on the ground for me, right? And so this guy, being a ground guy and being someone that was, man, I'm in Jon Jones's locker room. This is great. And so he says, oh, I'll do it for you. He says, you know, I know how to roll. And
I mean, listening to this, it sounds like every Diddy situation ever, every Dan Schneider situation ever, where someone is obviously a fan of you and the work that you do and knows that you have power, influence, control, legacy, and they pretty much just use that as an advantage to put people in really awkward and terrible situations. So there's a commissioner. He sees Jones getting ready for his fight, training and doing some stuff. Says he needs a role with someone, so he gets the commissioner in to do something. And the guy's excited, obviously, because he's like, oh, shit, it's Jon Jones, right? Let's continue with the video.
And so he goes down. He says, just put me in guard, right? And then Jon
put him in guard. Jones's favorite position.
Decides to do a sexual act with him.
Huh? Put him in guard and decides to do a sexual act on him. Big John's just dropping this nuke like it's nothing. It's actually insane. Let's finish the video. Hold on. I have to be misunderstanding, right?
Saying, what if I do this, right? This isn't illegal, right? And the guy who was on the ground, quickly his eyes went, as big as they could get.
Okay. So Big John can obviously tell the guy is uncomfortable by his facial expressions. Jones is Diddying him, saying this ain't illegal, right? Just oh, dude, this, as if I couldn't hate Jones even more, dude. More and more information comes out about him that just proves everything we've ever thought about Jon Jones, which is that he is an absolute piece of shit. This is some random poor commissioner, dude. He's not friends with Jones. He doesn't know Jones. Just some random dude right here. And Jones is using that opportunity to, what Big John said, is commit sexual assault. He was touching up the guy sexually. That is what Big John said. This is ridiculous. I don't understand how the UFC could back Jon Jones after all his steroid fucking antics, his getting incarcerated antics, his stalling out the division antics. Like, I just don't see why they care so much about sucking off Jones and making him the biggest star when they could put all that attention into their fighters like Islam, Ilya, Hamza, Aspinall. Like, there's so many people that are incredible fighters. They're exciting. They get finishes. They're active. Why are we putting all our marbles on someone like Jon Jones who's diddying people? This is crazy news. So yeah, man, I don't know. I wanted to get on this video to talk about how the MMA community is seemingly turning on Jon Jones. What do you all think about this information? What do you think about the petitions? 180,000 signed. To me, makes me hate Jon even more. I've already hated him, so I guess it doesn't really mean anything. Jon Jones would just get online and brag about how he's the villain and some other zesty shit. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys all learned something new. Hopefully this isn't as repetitive as what everyone's been talking about, since everyone is talking about this stuff. And yeah, man, hopefully you all hate Jon Jones as much as I do, because he's a piece of shit. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a blessed day.